Hey buddies, Some Nuts Guy here. Hope you're having an awesome day so far. In this video, we're going to teach you how to defeat the 4th boss in Valheim, Moder. As with my other bosses, I've set up myself a little fob with a bed so I can get some rested and so I can set my spawn point in case the worst happens. A little campfire because beds are going to need that. And the portal just in case I ever want to come back here and do it again. In terms of the foods, again, I'm not going over the top with my food. I've got serpent stew. I'd recommend having and saving serpent stew for the bosses. As usual, we got sausages because they give a big chunk of health, and turnip stew. Easy to get food. Nothing, nothing above the pay grade that we're at. We're using obsidian arrows here. We've got stamina, health, and frost resistance potions. Frost resistance. None of these potions are really required per se, but it's always nice to have. So we're going to eat our foods right before the fight, and we are going to let our health and stamina fill get to the max that they can be. Now I'm going to be commentating the first few minutes of the fight, talking about strategies and the enemy's moves that they're going to be doing, and then once we've gone through that, I'm probably going to speed up the video for you so it doesn't get too long. Alrighty, let's go. So this boss will fly around and unleashes a pretty deadly barrage of ice attacks, and trees and actual rocks will get destroyed by these, and if you're using them as cover, well, there goes your cover. So one way to prepare for this fight is you say maybe around 100 stone and create a pillar in the floor, just like this. So 100 stone is probably going to be more than enough. Far more than enough. In fact, you won't need to go any higher than this at all. And then once you've got this set up, this is going to be your defense. This is essentially what you're going to be hiding behind while you take your shots to make sure you're not getting absolutely clapped by the barrage of ice attacks. Alrighty, let's do the boss. You'll probably have figured this out already, but to summon the boss, you'll need the dragon eggs, which can be found on the mountains. They spawn in little zones that look like that, and are protected by a couple of drakes. We have the altar over here, and you're going to need 3 eggs. They do not go through the age of the game, so you'll probably be doing even more damage than I'm doing at the moment. I think my bow skill is around level 30 something, 32, yeah, so you'll probably have a level 50 bow skill at this point. There's the melee attack. Good, we got a chance to see the melee attack. That melee attack will wreck you if it hits you, so just make sure you're playing around the pillar that you built here. There's frost breath, there you go. So the pillar pushes her frost breath away from your angle as well. So this is the strat, this is how you do it. So we're going to speed up this fight for you. I'm also only using level 1 wolf armor. So again, you don't need to be uber geared out to defeat Moder. You just need the right strategy and some decent aim while she's flying. Now, getting hit by the occasional frost breath is fine. We do have our health and stamina potions as well if we get into a sticky situation. Alright, we'll speed up the rest of the video here for you up until the end so we can complete this fight but not take too long on the video. So take note, actually, just there, we got hit by the melee attack through the pillar. So the sweeping arm of the melee attack there can hit you through the pillar. So you still want to keep a little bit of distance there. If you think they're going to go for a melee strike, you still want to keep a little bit of distance there in case you get hit by that. It didn't do too much damage, so yeah, you should be okay. Back to speedy mode.